Howdy, everybody. RJ Smith here. Welcome aboard. It is another day on the planet. Let me put on my echo. Um, yeah, so look, a lot of stuff going on. There's some major news breaking. Another assassination attempt on Donald J. Trump last night. He was not in Mar-a-Lago, thank God. He was out and about. So they were able to shoot the guy dead. That's now the third attempt on this man's life. And I got to ask, why? Why? You don't agree with somebody, so we kill them? Yeah, man, I don't know. Without words for that one. uh, let me see what's going on in the world real quick. You'll see hold on. Yeah, there we go. Everybody can see everything? Yep, good. Okay. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of news going on today. Some of it, I'm going to pull it up here. Just hold on one second. The big news that's going around. I want to, I guess, get right to the, maybe we can get right to the attempted murder on Trump. So, yeah, let's do that before we get started. Today, we're talking about parents who kill their children. Believe it or not, it happens a lot, more than you would imagine. Um, Wow. So we have a lot to get to. Let's just watch this because this is the breaking news I have here, and I want to get it over with. Um, and then we'll come back after and start the show. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh. All right. Here we go. This is Fox News. Okay. I'll take it from there. I don't care where I get it from. Ready, guys? Here we go. Hold on tight.
We are back with the Fox News alert. We can now report per U.S. Secret Service that an armed man in his 20s was shot and killed by U.S. Secret Service agents in the local sheriff's department at Mar-a-Lago after unlawfully entering the secure perimeter.
Any minute now, we're expecting a press briefing out of Mar-a-Lago from the FBI, Secret Service, and local officials. So what we understand at the moment is that overnight, around 1:30 in the morning, a 20-year-old man armed with a shotgun.
Here we go again, guys. 20 years old. Brain not fully formed until 25. So we have another idiot who is listening to news people, some telling the truth, a lot not telling the truth. And this is unfortunately, leading these young people to do stupid things because of what the untruthful media, always pushes.
Tried to scale the north gate of Mar-a-Lago and was shot and killed.
That's right. And, the Secret Service spokesman, Anthony Guglielmi, has tweeted this out just moments ago. In it, the details, as you mentioned, Charlie, he says that around 1:30 a.m., in his 20s, was shot by Secret Service and Palm Beach County deputy from the sheriff's office following an unauthorized entry.
You know what's really interesting to me about all this? This is now the second would-be killer that attempted to get close to President Trump's home, Mar-a-Lago. Now, I'm from Florida, right? So I can tell you, I've been to Mar-a-Lago. I can tell you this. It is right on the Atlantic Ocean. You couldn't get a better piece of property no matter what. This place is right on the ocean. Sometimes we'll go through it. Maybe next week I'll do a show on it. But now you have to imagine with presidents, there are rings of security, rings and rings and rings, right? So the closest would be the body man, and that's the person who is always by the president's side. His job is to jump in front of a bullet if he can. And then you have the detail that is with him. You have an advanced team. You have his regular team. So, yeah. So let's start with Mar-a-Lago. Let's say he was home. Okay. So If he was home, there would be Secret Service people at every entrance of the house, right? Or of the mansion, really. And then you would have body man inside. They have rooms with, that they can stay in. Outside, you would have another ring of people walking around the property, checking all the places people could hide. And then you have an outer ring of agents. Now, they're doing the same thing as the inner ring. It's very difficult. And then on top of this, folks, we're talking about not just Donald Trump, right? He's a president, right? So anytime a president is around, it's just insane. You see how he travels. The motorcade is ridiculous, no matter what president it is. But they have to do that to keep him safe. This is the third time now they tried to get him. Let's see what's going on.
At the secure perimeter at Mar-a-Lago. This was near the North Gate, and they add to it that this individual, whose identity is being withheld pending notification of next of kin, was pronounced deceased. The individual was observed by that North Gate at Mar-a-Lago.
This is good right here for what I was just saying to you guys. So you see this right here? This is Ocean Drive. Can you? Yeah, you can see my. Yeah, okay. So this is Ocean Drive. This piece, this roadway right here. You see, it's going all the way around Mar-a-Lago. Now, this is where the Palm Beach beach starts. Palm Beach, not West Palm Beach. Two different things. West Palm Beach is where the poor people live or the working people. Palm Beach is east of the Intercoastal and very well protected. I mean, you have wealth in this area like you wouldn't believe. Billionaires, millionaires, everywhere. This whole area, going up and down this road, all these houses, and all these houses look right on the beach. Millions and millions. This piece of property right here, look how big it is. So you have the road here to get to the beach for most people, right? Or the rich people. And it goes from this parking lot. And actually, there's a whole nother section over here. So this is a huge, gigantic property worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But had the Secret Service been there with Trump, the main house, which is right here, this is reception, right? Which is right here. They would be all around here. And then you would have a perimeter man, follow my mouse, that would be all up in here, maybe somebody in the bushes. You have more parking for staff. Then you have another, this golf course belongs to Trump, and it goes on forever. So there's a lot of work to be done here, but there's no way anyone could sneak into Mar-a-Lago to try to kill a president. And even if you snuck into Mar-a-Lago, this idiot kid obviously didn't know. What is he going to do? Knock on the door? Because you're not going to get far, right? It's a freaking president. Forget about the guy's a billionaire.
Property carrying what appeared to be a shotgun in a fuel can. As you look on your map here at Mar-a-Lago, at the top of your screen is north, at the bottom of your screen is south.
So this would, of course, be the third attempt that we know of on the life of President Trump.
Right, so what we're looking at here, this is South Mar-a-Lago. So south is going this way. You go that way to Miami, and you go that way to Georgia. Long drive either way, but so north, south, right? East, west.
Night he was not at Mar-a-Lago. He was at the governor's ball, the governor's formal ball at the White House. But this is incredible news. We're going to have a press conference at 9:30 a.m. We'll obviously be taking that live.
And so the North Gate, we think, would be the one that's right behind on your screen, right behind the little inset box showing the state of Florida, would be right there. And that is the main gate where visitors who are coming to Mar-a-Lago pull in right there before going down and to the covered carriageway where you enter the compound there. And as Rachel points out, this would be the third attempt that we know of that has been thwarted of people trying to do harm. Of course, in one of those cases, actually managing to shoot the president, but in the ear, and the second one.
Man, you want to talk about luck? Holy shit! To hit the ear, okay? Had he not turned, that would have went right through his head. Just he happened to look over at that chart and it nicked him. If he had been this way, it would have went right in here. So very lucky. And trust me, the Secret Service is not taking any more chances. I mean, they're on everybody that comes within half a mile of this place.
Being at the golf course down there in Florida.
And as we get details, which are just coming in with the press conference we wait any moment could come from Mar-a-Lago, we do at least know from the Secret Service that Secret Service agents and this Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office deputy confronted this man, and shots were fired by law enforcement during the encounter. No U.S. Secret Service or Sheriff's Office personnel were injured in the incident. There were no Secret Service protectedness present at the location, meaning that there was no one that Secret Service protects. The president, the first lady, and others were at that north gate. It appears that this individual.
North gate up here. See this right here? It's the north gate. All the north gate right here.
According to just the details we're getting from the Secret Service in this social media tweet, is that the individual approached the North Gate, but not necessarily posing a direct harm to any of the protectees that the Secret Service is sworn to protect there.
He did not breach the gate. Is that how you read it?
We're waiting to get more details on that, but it does appear that the individual was observed by the Secret Service attempting to enter the property, but it appears that the fact that they say he had what appear to be a shotgun and fuel cans is the really troubling stuff.
Fuel cans. What the hell did he think he was going to do with the fuel cans? Maybe he thought he was going to build down Mar-a-Lago, which is made out of stone. I mean, you would have to get inside, really, because you're not going to set anything here on fire except maybe some dried out trees. Absolutely amazing to me is that these guys are so fucking stupid. You would think an assassin like Hinckley, right? He's the guy who shot Reagan, spent 30-something years in Cuckoo House. These guys have no brains nowadays. They just get a plan and go. No common sense logic at all, like we do here on this channel.
Very troubling.
We just had, of course, an individual on trial now for that second attempt on the.
You can see the ocean right there. This is the ocean. And you can see he has oceanfront property. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing.
President's life that set up a sniper's lair.
And it's a reminder of what a difficult job it is to actually protect a place like Mar-a-Lago, because, of course, you have US 1 coming down on the east side there between the beach there on the far right on your screen and the compound on the left. And then the US 1 comes down and then curves around, and the south gate being at the bottom of the screen.
Right. So I just told you about I just told you about Ocean Drive. That's right here. US 1. They're talking about it right now.
Where the Chiron is. And then that road curves around entirely around the bottom of the property and then goes to a bridge that goes back over to West Palm Beach. And of course, Mar-a-Lago, the name meaning from sea to lake, meaning the sea on the right there, all the way to the lake, which is the intercoastal waterway that goes between Palm Beach and West Palm Beach.
So you heard that, right? That means that this man owns this property. Here's US 1 or Ocean Drive. Both names are what it's called. It goes from US 1, which runs through Florida, all the way down to Key West, US 1. It's like beachside driving. It takes forever if you're going to try to go anywhere on that. But what I wanted to say is they are saying that he has the property all the way from here, the ocean, all the way over to the intercoastal. That is huge because the intercoastal is not right here. It's pretty far, and all of this is his property.
Where all of those bridges connect. So in a weird way, Mar-a-Lago is kind of exposed to the public on 3 sides, and that presents a particular challenge for Secret Service.
Well, let's bring in Dan Bongino. We have him on the. Oh, he's not up yet. Okay. We're working on that.
We'll get Dan here in a minute, and no one knows it better because.
So Dan Bongino, if you don't know who he is, he was a Secret Service agent for many, many years. He protected a lot of presidents. And he just left, I believe it was the Secret Service, retired. So he is now private person, probably making a lot more money as a commentator and all that other stuff. But
he's a Secret Service, and as we await a press conference any moment from Mar-a-Lago, we will likely hear that there's an investigation underway that will not only seek to talk about what happened, the details of the incident. Rachel, you asked whether or not he breached it. We'll find out more details, but what we'll ultimately want to learn is what is this individual's background? Yeah. What was the...
I mean, his background can't be too extensive. He's 20 years old, right? So, I mean, his background to the age of 17 was high school. So what happened between the age of 17 and 20 that convinced him to throw away his life? Because he will never get out of prison, ever. Attempted murder is a life sentence in Florida. Attempted murder on a president is a life sentence in Florida and also a life sentence in feds. So you get 2 life sentences, one from the state and one from the feds. It's not double jeopardy. A lot of people say, well, that's double jeopardy. No, it's not, because the state will charge you with a state attempted murder charge. The feds charge totally different. It's a totally different U.S. code. It has its own, ins and outs, but they're different charges about the same thing. And you'll see that with Mangino, right? The guy who killed the insurance guy. You're going to see 2 different trials. However, if he does get a life sentence in the federal case, probably the state won't take him to trial because a life sentence in the feds usually means a life sentence.
Motive for this attack occurring. As you point out, Rachel, the president isn't even there. Did this individual know that the president wasn't there, or was it a case that the individual chose to try and do this because he thought perhaps the security would be lessened because the president, first lady aren't there?
And I have been to Mar-a-Lago.
Right. Yeah, that's the Atlantic Ocean. Yep.
Even since the assassination attempt, and the security is pretty significant. I'm not surprised that this person was shot and killed because, as we've been talking about earlier, there's been multiple attempts on this president's life, and so Secret Service and all the security around the president and his family is always on very high alert.
Yeah, and so if the gunman approached that gate. The other problem is, especially with a shotgun and gas cans.
Now watch as we pad out, watch how big this freaking property is, okay? So here you have the main house. I'm sorry, over here you have, this is all guest housing. Guest houses, cottages. This is the main house. Then you have, of course, parking here, you have parking there. You have a north gate right here. You also have a south gate over here. So let's see how far out they go. Guys, if I stumble, it's because I have a very severe brain injury. I had brain surgery in 2020 just to fix a nerve, and the guy actually made me deaf in my right ear and totally fucked up my brain where I have no memory at all. So sometimes I just totally say words backwards, but just go with it. Just go right by it. There's nothing I can do about it.
The other problem with that is that there's nowhere to park.
So look at this property now.
It's kind of a traffic challenge in a.
That gives you a really good perspective of the size of this place. So look how many houses are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a mansion over here. These are all mini mansions, right? But 6 mini mansions, and the property goes further than that. This right here, from here along US 1 to here, is about a half a mile. It's a lot. And this is all beachfront property, right?
In addition to being a security challenge. So obviously, if you have gas cans, and we would assume that they were filled with gasoline, and a shotgun, having to park the car and get out would be an additional challenge.
I'm Steve Doocy.
How do you how did that happen? Huh? How does that freaking happen? You guys tell me. I mean, incredible. This guy is definitely going to find out uh, what he's going to end up serving his whole life because he fucked around. So now he's got to find out, guys. And if my language, upsets you or deters you, you're welcome to leave. This is a no censorship channel. I don't stop you guys from saying what you want as long as it's not attacking anyone. But you can say whatever you want. I don't care. Um, this is a place for us to exchange ideas and not to put rules on members that they can't say this or say that. So fuck it. You can say what you want. Okay. All right. So I wanted to go over this real quick. I'm sorry, hold on a second. We're talking about the actual show, right? So this is about the death of children. Among children under the age of 5, I would say among children under ages 5 years, maybe. But let me just make sure I'm telling you something right. Yeah. Among children under the age 5 in the United States who were murdered in the last quarter of the 20th century, 61%, folks, were killed by their own frickin' parents. 30% of those were killed by their mothers. And of course, 31% by their fathers. Now, estimates by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention indicates that homicide was the fourth leading cause of death for preschool children and the third leading cause of death among children from the ages of 5 to 14. So when we have that right now, let's go ahead and get the videos up. I have a few different ones for you guys. One is from another part of the world, a couple are from here. I wanted to show you, how prevalent this is in our world. It's unbelievable. But let's go. And we'll get started with this rodeo, all right? Let me publish that. And we are good to go. Okay, we did that. Now we're going to get into the fathers who kill. This is really crazy, folks. I mean, seriously. So this is a North Carolina father. He was charged after four of his children were found dead inside the trunk of his car. Imagine that. Imagine killing your kids. Let's check this out. Viewer discretion is advised. Please be careful. If you don't want to hear about this kind of stuff, go on and go somewhere else today. Today, it's all about the psychology and the methods of parents who kill their kids.
Horrific story out of Johnston County. A man allegedly called 911 and confessed to killing 4 of his children.
Their bodies were found inside the trunk of a car. This all playing out at a home near Zebulon on Springtooth Drive near NC 39. Court papers revealing all 4 of those children, ages 6, 9, 10, and 18, had been dead since May.
Oh my God. So this monster killed 4 of his own children. And the bodies have been in the trunk since May. Are you fucking kidding me? Not only do you kill your kids, but then you leave them in the trunk of the car.
Authorities found Wellington Delano Dickens III's youngest child, a 3-year-old boy, still alive inside the house, unharmed. We have live team coverage of this extremely disturbing case. Elena Athens is in that neighborhood. Dewan Hogard is at the Johnston County Courthouse. We begin with Elena tonight with new reaction from family members.
Yeah, Lauren, a towing company removed a Honda 2-door sedan from the garage just about an hour ago. I today had a chance to speak with one of the suspect's relatives. I briefly spoke on the phone with his sister. She was visibly or understandably upset over the phone and said she didn't really want to comment right now on what has happened at this house.
Because you just don't think a parent would want to do that to their kids.
38-year-old Wellington Dickens has been charged with
There he is. It's them again.
killing his 3 biological children and teenage stepson. Law enforcement found the children's bodies in the garage of this home. They were all inside the vehicle's trunk. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office says Dickens called 911 last night and allegedly confessed to killing the kids. 6-year-old daughter Leah Dickens, 9-year-old daughter Zoe Dickens, 10-year-old Wellington Dickens, and 18-year-old Sean Bradsfield were found dead. We're learning their mother and Dickens' wife also passed away recently. She died in April of 2024 and according to the obituary, passed away suddenly in her home. Eyewitness News is working to learn more about what happened.
Oh, really? That sounds very convenient to me. The mother died months before. And nobody checked to see if it was a homicide. They just believed whatever it was. I bet you this guy killed her.
And in that situation, folks that live in the neighborhood or are considering to move here are in disbelief.
It's definitely a horrible thing to happen. Wouldn't wish anything on this to anybody.
It's devastating. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and you know, North Carolina, folks, it's a red state, and they have the death penalty. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, these people. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Now, look, mothers most often, well, I don't know if it's most often or not. I better not say that. Um, but look, we fund everything in this country. Everything gets funded. Doesn't matter what it is. But, you know, it just seems like no matter how much you fund something, it really doesn't matter. Fathers, by the way, since this is a dad, account for 6 out of 10 cases. Fathers. And if gun is used, then it goes up to 3 out of 4 child murders are committed by the father. Think about that. Because the mothers most often kill infants. 40% are under 1 year old. 1 year old, guys. You know? Wow. These are not random events, they follow patterns. And as you guys know, patterns produce signals. And signals always precede violence. In many cases, there were warning signs, right? That could be domestic violence, it could be calls to 911, psychiatric instability. Also, in divorces, you have custody, right? Conflicts. That escalates everything. In some cases, you have substance abuse, isolation, certainly desperation. Someone always knows something, right? Something is not good. Oh my God. So let's continue. I have another one for you, and we will continue going. Can't wait till you guys chat because then I can answer questions and stuff, you know? All right, let's go back to the next story. Teen boy. Oh, this is tragic. Okay, so this is in Australia. He was killed by his parents, And this, as you can see, this is a global issue. It's not just a United States issue. It's not a, Europe issue, Asia issue. No, it's a global issue. All 7 continents. This is going on everywhere. So you have to ask yourself, why are parents all of a sudden killing their kids?
Good evening. There's been a tragedy today in Mosman Park. 2 teenage boys have been killed by their mum and dad, who then took their own lives. Those who know the family tonight telling 9 News Perth the parents were struggling to care for their sons, who both had severe autism.
Oh my God.
2 brothers who endured the best and the very...
Look at that. Look at those cute boys, man. God. So tragic, so sad. Their whole lives ahead of them.
very worst of life together. Otis, 14, and 16-year-old Leon found dead inside their Mosman Park home, killed by their parents in what investigators say was a double murder-suicide.
This is a highly distressing situation for all involved, from community members to the person that located the family to our first responders.
Mott Close, a quiet cul-de-sac, quickly turned into a major crime scene just after 8 a.m, flooded by forensic officers and homicide detectives.
And within about 10 minutes, there was about 6 cars, police cars, marked and unmarked, all whipping in there.
A person believed to be a carer had gone to the home for a pre-arranged appointment and raised the alarm.
A lot of activity. There's some ambulances, probably 2 ambulances. They were interviewing someone out the front on the lawn.
When police entered the home, they found the bodies of the 2 boys, as well as their 49-year-old mum, May, and 50-year-old dad, Jared Clune, in different parts of the property.
There is a note that was left at the premises, although I'm not able to go into the content of that letter.
2 pet dogs and a cat also discovered dead. Police haven't revealed how the animals or family died, but say it appears there was no violence or struggle involved.
There was no weapon used during this incident, and the family have no reported family violence matters with police.
Did I miss it? Did I miss it, guys? How were they killed if there was no weapon? Were they strangled? I didn't hear anything like that.
Officers in forensic suits combed over the scene, passing through the same front courtyard depicted in happy family snaps posted online from years gone by. Police say both of the children had extensive health challenges. It's understood they lived with severe autism, and one of the boys was non-verbal.
The family had engaged with care services.
Here you have disabled children. They know nothing about life. I mean, just tragic.
But I'll leave it at that at this stage.
Investigators now trying to piece together the final moments of the family, door knocking and checking CCTV.
So what will form part of our investigation is, did this incident happen this morning? Did it happen last night? How long have those persons been in that house?
Unfortunately, this is overseas in Australia. They don't have the death penalty. So this guy will get life. And in 10 years, I don't know what their life is over there, but it's something like maybe 15 or 20 years. They don't give life. That's a U.S. thing. I also have this other one now. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. So this one is
revelation.
I forget what this one was.
Of what allegedly happened.
Let's just watch it together, okay?
Shocking revelations of what allegedly happened in this bunker in Bibb County have leaders with Crime Stoppers shaken up.
I mean, it was horrible. I don't think we have a word that we can use to describe this. It was despicable. It was inhuman.
Officials saying at least 6
You mean inhumane?
Children were allegedly drugged and sexually abused in this building in Brent.
I mean, guys, that looks like a fucking murder house, right? I mean, I would expect to see this as a movie set. You know what I mean? Definitely Chainsaw Massacre or something like that. Just look at the place. It's scary to look at. It's kind of a place where you look at it and you're like, yeah, I don't want to really go in there.
While Crime Stoppers is the name you associate with helping catch criminals who participate in gun violence and theft, they also accept information that can help police track down child predators.
Although a lot of people were not involved in it that lived in that area, there may have been rumors. There may have been people that said, hey, there's something going on there. Yes, you can call Crime Stoppers when you suspect child abuse.
Oh, Really? We can call Crime Stoppers for child abuse? Right. You think we didn't know that? Okay. Freaking unbelievable. I hope they fry this guy. But of course, where is this happening at? Where is it? Trustville. Where the hell is Trustville? Let's look it up, guys. Let's find out where that's at. TRU Bill. Oh, wrong one. Take that R out. There you go. Trustville. Alabama. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh my God. Alabama. That's not good. That's not good. It's not good. Alabama will put your ass underneath the electric chair firing squad. They got a whole bunch. I think they do electric chair and is it? Is that what it is? Lethal injection. Okay. So that's what's going on there. Now listen, guys. Let me go back to my where I can talk to you for a second. There we go. Go ahead and publish that. So you see it? Yep. Good. Okay. Okay. So look, we fund reaction. We fund crime scenes, right? Would you agree? We fund reaction. We fund crime scenes. We fund prison cells, right? But prevention, excuse me, but prevention, at least when it comes to mental health, there's no access anymore. All of the insane asylums, psychiatric hospitals, they've all been closed down. And what they did this in the 80s and 90s, basically the 90s. And what it did is it took away all of the psychiatric resources that people could go to and get medication and be kept there until they're well. That doesn't exist anymore because now what they do is they send people they just send them to prison. You know, doesn't matter if they're nuts or crazy or whatever. 9 out of 10 prosecutors will send that person to prison, to death row, you name it. Look, this is a family crisis intervention, right? Following up on abuse reports. That's a pipe dream. We say these crimes are unthinkable. But instability is visible, right? Escalation is measurable. And risk factors are documented. You know, these cases began before the crime. There were warning signs. They were there. The pressure was building. Excuse me, guys. Almost over the cold, almost over the cold. There were warning signs. The warning signs were there, right? The pressure was building. The collapse was forming. And if we refuse to look upstream, folks, if we refuse to act on warning signs, then the next case is not shocking. It's foreseeable. And in some cases, that is not emotion. That is the finding. It's just absolutely horrible. I think I have one more video for you. Let's go back to the main studio. There we go. Going to go and publish that. And we are now going to bring up the next story. All right. So this one is parents were sentenced to life. You might remember a while back, parents got arrested for decapitating their 2 children. No, I'm not joking. It actually happened. Well, they were found guilty and finally they were sentenced. And if I could do a party right here, I would do it.
Lancaster parents have been sentenced to life in prison for the brutal murders of their children.
And those details are disturbing. Investigators say they decapitated their kids and then forced their younger kids to look at their bodies. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth is live in Lancaster.
How fucking sick do you have to be to do that? You have to be a fucking complete lunatic, right? You make your kids, your young kids, watch you kill the older kids? What the fuck is that about?
Lancaster with all the details, plus how a
Wow.
family friend is reacting to all of this. Leo.
Well, I'm shaking my head because just hearing you talk about what happened here, the level of evil surrounding this particular story, in my humble opinion, would even make Satan shiver. And the judge, when she handed down the sentence in the Antelope Valley courtroom here this morning, she was visibly outraged. As for the family friend, folks, there aren't any words. There are no words. You have no words to wrap your arms around this level of horror.
I don't think anyone does. How? How do you put into words that 2 children were beheaded?
Holy shit. Beheaded. I wonder if the father was Muslim. Well, if he is, they're not going to tell us. But why behead them? What's that about?
40-year-old Maurice Taylor Sr. and 44.
Oh my God. The more you guys watch this, the more you will see that I am absolutely correct. Here they are again. Unbelievable.
Taylor Sr. and 44-year-old Natalie Brothwell, both convicted of the unspeakable, horrendous murders of their 12-year-old son and 13-year-old daughter at a home in the 45,000 block of Century Circle in Lancaster in 2020. The parents also convicted of child endangerment, forcing their 8- and 9-year-old sons to view the mangled bodies of their deceased siblings. As the judge handed down the sentence to both parents, life behind bars, no parole, she basically told them what they did was absolutely despicable.
This stays with all of us. This is never going to wash off. I don't care how.
Right. So let me explain that then. Yeah, good idea. So what is the psychology behind these people, right? A lot of different things. It could be mental illness. It could be environmental. They could have lost their jobs and can't provide for their families anymore and they freak out. There's definitely a mental health issue here. It could be the other partner cheated on the one partner. It could be the kids were just driving them crazy. It could be they didn't want kids to begin with. But to kill your 13 and 14-year-old, what the hell? They're only 3 years away from graduating high school. Why would you do that? It's unthinkable. They're sociopaths, right? It's typical sociopath. You can't have any feeling or emotion if you're going to kill your kids and take their heads off. You just have to be a sociopath. Actually, a psychopath would be even better because there's nothing else that can explain for this. And you could follow these guys forever in a mental health hospital, and you would never figure out why this happened. It's just beyond a normal person's cognitive power, right?
How long you two been doing this? This will never wash off.
Ellen seen her in a picture with her friend Natalie saying she can't fathom why Natalie was complicit in her own children's vicious murders. She adds Natalie and the children's father had a violent relationship for years, and she begged her friend to leave, but she refused.
She was.
One of the things that I find is that these are done pretty much. I'm sorry, hold on a second. These are done pretty much with thought, right? With malice. You don't just wake up and go grab a knife and kill your kids. This is something that you've been ruminating about. You've been thinking about it. And you're dealing with people who are narcissists, right? Because they only care about what happens to themselves. Oh, guys, it's terrible, but what can you do, right? What can you do? I just want to know. There's nothing you can freaking do. You're just screwed, you know? Well, that's it for now. Always remember, folks. Sorry. Always remember the world can feel loud sometimes, right? The stories, heavy. I get that. But at the end of the day, we're just people. We're just trying to make sense of it all. Whether you're watching, I would say, from a big city or a quiet town, across this country or across the world, we're in this together, folks. So be good to each other. Be patient with each other. And don't lose your humanity. Whatever you do, don't lose your humanity. Don't lose your humanity, man. Look, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm RJ Smith, your voice of reason, common sense, and logic. And this has really affected me. I hope you guys are good. I wish you could put it down in the comments below what you're thinking or feeling. That would be absolutely awesome. And I believe, let me see. I don't think there's anything breaking. Let me see. I just checked the breaking news for you guys. Get that over there. Okay, I'm looking. There's nothing really breaking right now. So look, folks, that's it. Be good. Love each other. And I'll see all of you right back here at 7 a.m. for a short. Oh, no, that's Wednesday. I'll see you right back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Tell your friends, share this video, like it, do all of that stuff because it will greatly help me in the end. And that's about it, folks. I will see you right back here tomorrow.